Okay, so this is a SailPoint Identity Security Cloud or Identity Now. Both are same. So what is the difference between Identity Now and Identity Security Cloud? It's very simple. Some modules you might not have. Some AI related modules or are some different kinds of modules are there. We will discuss them as well. I'll show you some additional modules for advanced works. Those will be available to you if you go with Identity Security Cloud. For example, Access Intelligence Center. It's an AI module, they call it. If you are using Identity Now, you will not have this. Okay, so let's say, for example, in my organization, we were using Identity Now, and then we said yes to Identity Security Cloud. There is no change. It's the same application we are working on. This is the portal we are working on. And the workflows, for example, workflow, I think most of you know already what is in a workflow. It's sequence of actions, nothing much is there. That's a very advanced topic. If you are working in identity now, you might not have these workflows even. But at the moment, I can say that identity now and ISC AI modules. Example. So AI modules you will not have in identity now. ISC you have them. Something like that. Okay. So when you say yes to ISC, you have to pay more to SailPoint. As I said last time, in SailPoint, what is the pricing model? It's per identity. Okay, it's per identity. So if I go to the global setting, before this, guys, you need to you are going to work in this application. If you are from Identity IQ, most of the things will be familiar to you. If you worked in any other IZA tool, maybe some familiar things will be familiar. If not, that's okay. This is the tool or application we are going to working on. It's like you need to know how to use an application. Like in your mobile day-to-day activities, you will be using, right? Clicking there or going there, something. So in order to do some work, these are the options. Bunch of options are there. Definitely, if you are from Identity IQ, less options compared to Identity IQ. Okay. So now we need to know where the options are. Okay, that you need to be remember them. You do not need to by heart them. If you keep practicing, you will definitely come to know. Okay, and I'm gonna explain why these options are here, how come they grouped it here like that. Okay, so if you do not know, let's say, hey, can you go ahead and look for an identity? What is the data for that identity? If you do not know where that option is, how you are going to work, right? So for example, identities. Under identity management tab, you have all the operations related to the identity. Now you can see this identity. So these are the identity details which this user got from HR system, and it will show you access. What kind of access? Like as I said, roles, access profiles, entitlements I mentioned last time. Applications I didn't say, it's okay. Let's keep it for later to understand that. Okay. So if you want to check what kind of access a user has, you can check here. Okay. And all applications, all the target business applications, wherever user has access, you can find them here. Okay. And if you go to accounts, it will tell you which all applications user has access to. Right. So now you can see HR system user is created, our user read the data from HR system, remaining all are target applications, right? And then work reassignment, as the name indicates, as I said last time, in order to, or let me show you that quickly. Not every access is automated, guys. You need to request for an access. For that, you go to request center. Either you can request for yourself or request for others. You can choose others as well. We can control these settings. Let's say if I request for myself, it will display all the access I have. It's like Amazon. You order, right? Whatever you want to. Same thing here as well. Let's say there is a new product. iPhone 17e is released, or Apple Neo, Mac Neo released, right? New products from Apple recently released, or Samsung released some privacy phone, something. So now Amazon or any other vendor, they will onboard them, right? They create the pages there so that you can search for iPhone 17e. It will result a page. You add to the cart and then buy. right? So if there is a new product, they're adding it. They follow some process. That's called onboarding. Same way for us as well. We need to, there in Amazon, you have goods, accessories, all that stuff, right? But here, what is our goods? Access. Access from different applications. So there is a new application. We need to work on that, onboard them, create accesses and make them available here, requestable. Okay. So we can control whether an access can be requestable or not. Right? Let's say that in Amazon, iPhone 17e or Mac Neo released. They have only 100 items in the stock. So Amazon seller will register, right? A seller is registered in Amazon. Now it's out of stock. After 100, they need to say out of stock, right? You should not be able to buy that product. If you buy that, they cannot ship and it will be a problem, right? So once that stock is out of, once that item is out of stock, they will stop you so that you won't be able to buy it or order it. Same way here as well. We can control whether an access can be requestable or not. Okay, so how a user get an access to an application is two ways: automatic, manual. Manual in the sense they have to request for it. So here, user will select whatever the access they want. Okay, this is how they request for an access, and we need to configure approvals as well. A user won't get access just like that, right? They have to request for it. Okay, so let's say that we have configured approvals as well. Now you are the manager. You need to approve for your employee. Okay, so there are two levels of approvals. Mostly we will use. So approvals, first level can go to manager, and then once manager is approved, then can go to application owner. From application side, there will be a owner as well. Sometimes only manager, sometimes just application owner. Sometimes some security officers also will be there in the organization to check whether this access you can get or not. For example, financial stuff. Even though I am working in IZA, I can see all my employees' data, but I cannot see salary data. Have you ever seen your employee's salary? Except the people who manages that finance application, they can see. No one else can see. Even though I'm an administrator, there are some details I have never seen of my employees: date of birth, gender, marital status, single or married, and then salary, then address. Sometimes yes, sometimes yes. Most of the times I didn't. Couple of projects I have seen address as well. Their present address, I mean local address, not office address, right? So these details I have never seen. It's sensitive data, right? It's not like you can see anything. So based on the access sensitivity, or how critical the access is, we will configure the approvals as well. Let's say, guys, you need a passport. Do you think you will get in a passport just like that? Have to go through some process, right? They will verify whether there is no criminal record or something, right? Everything, it goes for approvals. So this we call governance. So we are calling it as IGA, right? Identity Governance and Administration. This is governance. Okay, so more things will be coming over. We will be discussing them with real-time examples. Okay, so imagine I'm the manager for you and you requested for an access and I went on vacation. Okay, the approval is with me. So if I'm not there, right, if I'm not available, you request for an access and it is pending from me. Are you going to wait till I come back, guys? That's not a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Yes, please. If you unmute and speak, sometimes it will give me more kind of like you guys are understanding. Okay.
Yes,
So
I would probably delegate to someone.
yes, exactly. Exactly. So let's say manager is out
Okay.
of office. What is the best practice? We can delegate it to someone else, like team lead or someone, right? So we can select here. So like there are different types like More things are there. It's okay. You will come to know. Access request, as I said, if a user submit an access request. So whom do you want to delegate it? Start date. You can start now, or you can select future. So a manager can say, or even you can. It's a self reassignment. Okay. So or if I close this. This is my personal data. Even if I'm not an administrator, if I click home, I click here, I go to preferences. Here I have a work reassignment. Okay,
So
I can
Krishna, if
choose.
I'm the manager, I log into SailPoint ISC and go into my profile and do the reassignment or the
Anyone can do.
admin.
It's not about manager or admin. Anyone
Okay,
can enable
got
this.
it.
If
But
you
the
are
admin can do the reassignment for other managers if they.
Yes, anyone. As an
Okay,
administrator, I can do from identity management, but as a self person or self identity, you can do for your own as
got
well.
it,
Okay.
got
In
it.
case if there are any approvals assigned to you, only it will come to in effect. If there is no approval in place for you, this is useless completely, right?
Right. Thank you.
So yeah, cool. So now this is the purpose of reassignment. You select them, assign to someone, and you can give the start date, time, or you can click start now, immediate from now. Let's say I'm going on vacation from Monday, or no need to do this, take this activity at the last moment, right? So I can schedule it for future as well, or right from now I can enable, and end date also I can say. If I'm not clear about end date, I will not select end date. Once I come back, then I can say this end date. Or if I choose like this, for example, start now, I'm not selecting end date. Oh, looks like it's mandatory now, end date. Earlier it was not mandatory. Now if I select, sorry, I think my bad, no end date, add reassignment. Once you come back, you can just say delete, gone. Okay, that is the purpose of reassignment. Got it? Work reassignment. Most of the organizations are not using this much. This is very valuable thing. Um, so a user request for an access, spending on manager or anyone, even if it is an application owner or even if it is a security officer, anyone, then they will be waiting, and finally it's like they won't get the access. They will escalate even on our team, or they will create an incident that, hey guys, it's been many days since I have requested, but I didn't get any access. So then what we do is we will check where the approval is, everything. Um, so how we will check? There is an option for that. Of course, I'm jumping into the things just for you to get overall picture, but yes, we will be going through this again and again. So if you go to approval management, you can see here everything where it is pending. For example, if you see here, so here awaiting approval, or it will say how many days it's been, everything you will see. Yes, some people raise your hand. So yeah, what's the question?
So, Krishna, I have a question. For the work assignment, work
Mm,
reassignment.
mm.
So as you showed the option, right? Like it can be either start now or in future, right?
Yeah,
So the earlier example you said, right? Sometimes it happens that the person themselves are not doing, maybe the admin is doing it because the person has already gone for a leave or so, right?
yeah, yeah.
So in that case, any in-flight approvals, when we enable that, would that also be changed or it's only going forward?
The new ones. Once you have enabled it, the new request
Mm-hmm.
only will take that. Existing request will not change.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pawan, quickly.
Yes. So do everyone have access to the SailPoint? Because you said anyone can request, right? So if
Yeah, true.
everyone is logging into the SailPoint and requesting access, what are
Mm.
we doing actually?
Um, so if everyone is requesting for their own access, do you think we do not have any other work? Who will
Okay, so
onboard these applications? Who will enable all these accesses?
no, at this point, let's say for the request access, you said the manager can log in and enable and disable, right? Work
Yeah,
assignment, they have it. So
yeah.
at what point we are involved in this?
Uh, Nowhere.
No. Okay.
It's business friendly tool. As I said, yeah, first session I have explained. This is not an user access review tool like olden days. In order to get any access, you have to, create a ticket. Admins will, get you access. Not like that. It's self-service. You request for you. It will go for approvals automatically. Once the respective people approved it, you get the access. Admin is nowhere required here unless there is an issue. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, true. Yes, Naveen. Yeah,
Uh,
guys.
Hi, Krish.
y- Yeah,
Yeah, here, what's my doubt was, in IAQ, we manually forward for few requests through work item IDs, right?
yeah.
How can we do this here? Not this preference one. We manually doing this work item forwarding to some other guy, like manager or some guy, if it's needed. How it will be implemented in IS?
Uh, yeah, that you can do that. Yeah. As I said, approval management, here you have options. Reassign, you can do that. It's no big deal,
Yeah,
but
okay.
we will come to that. Bhimappa,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
quickly.
Thank you.
Otherwise, we will stay in this here only. We need to move to the topics, right? Last, we will discuss all these things. Yes, Bhimappa, go on quickly.
Yeah, can we assign more than one people per work assign?
Uh, no,
Okay, like if we
not allowed.
delegate it to someone, then he went out on some leave, then like it will be problem.
That that guy has to reassign as well. Then delegate to delegate again, delegate.
Okay,
Right? Yeah. But before you select uh, reassignment, it's your responsibility to cross check, right? Whether that person is going to be available or not. Let's say suddenly they went, and now it's their responsibility to take care of it. Okay, fine, guys. That's about work reassignment. We will practice on these things, couple of them. Uh, I just wanted to explain you about identity cube. That's where we started that, but this is not the main topic now. Let's move on. I'll answer your IAQ questions as well at the end of the topic. Okay, going back. So that's an identity. And the last tab you see is ownership is kind of like new. You might not see them in the, uh, I'll answer all your questions from the chat as well. Okay, you can keep posting, no worries. Just hold on for some time. Ownership is a new tab. Earlier it was not there. Even I haven't used this much. I don't think you will be seeing in your tenant. This is kind of like advanced, if you have modules, agents, it's a ISC, advanced module, and applications. I think you will be able to see if you are owner of any applications. Machine accounts, it's an advanced feature. You have to buy extra. Okay. Uh, so last one, events. Whatever happened here, let's say someone requested, or this user itself requested, or this user logged in here, or this user changed something, anything they are doing, everything will be recorded here. That will be used for auditing. Okay, so the events means whatever this user has done on this user, someone, let's say this user requested for himself, or I requested for this user, everything will be here. Okay. So you know about big four companies. So there are big four companies for auditing, starting with Deloitte, PwC,
KPMG.
KPMG, and EY. These are the big four companies for auditing in the world. Okay, so in your organization, you can, if you do not know already, you can go and ask your team. They will confirm who is managing, who is the auditing partner for your firm. Guys, it's very simple. Um, I'm using a telecom provider. Mm, of course, all of us. We have a healthcare service provider. In foreign countries, not in India, it's mandatory to have a healthcare insurance, health insurance, right? In India, you might opt it, but if you're working in an organization, they will provide you health insurance. Okay, so if you take health insurance, all my details are here. I opted out for my parents. If I would have married, I would have enrolled already my wife and kids as well. If you are married, you would have done that already, right? Your spouse, your kids, everything. What is the guarantee that this data is secured? What is the guarantee that these applications are not selling your data, right? It's your right to have your own privacy. Your data should not be leaked. Your medical records or your personal records or your banking records as well. What if your debit card is, what if I have your credit card information? The 16 digits and the dates and the CVV, I can use your credit card as well, right? Sometimes the transactions won't ask for OTPs even. Sometimes they won't ask CVV even, right? So what is the guarantee that these applications are protecting your data? What if they become rebels? Hey, we will not protect your data. We will do whatever we want to. What are you going to do? You need the application anyway, right? What if everyone goes like that? Rebels. That's where government comes. They, you know, incorporate regulations. Every organization has to follow these regulations. Telecom industry, healthcare industry, banking industry, or oil and gas industry. Every industry will have their own regulations for the security. They have to follow. And someone from outside, they have to come and check whether the data is protected or not. If there is no regulations like data needs to be protected, I don't think organizations will use identity and access management even. The last couple of sessions I told you that to automate, to manage the access, everything, that is the front end, or the beauty of the part. People will not go for it even. The reason why organizations uses identity and access management, the main reason is this. Auditing, you have to get clearance. If you do not get the clearance, if your data is hacked, government will impose, big fines, big penalties. I'll give an example, guys, quickly. Wirecard. This was a German company. I'm not sure, Divya, if you heard this company name. So, Wirecard, EY was the auditing partner. So I had in COVID time, I attended interview for this company from India. So I remember. So after a couple of days, EY said no for this audit clearance. I really don't have details about that, what has happened inside. 1 year before, they have given warning that, hey, guys, it's not going well. You have to rectify all these things. They have given their uh, all the instructions to be followed. Next year, they failed to follow and more gaps and everything. They said, no, we cannot give clearance. And the government also imposed big penalties. So what happened? Wirecard went bankrupt. They couldn't continue anymore. So they sold their company to um, some other banking company there. A lot of employees lost the jobs as well. That is what going to happen if you do not protect the data. A lot of problems will come. So you need to get the clearance. If the problem is not big, little gaps are there in access, then audit clearance, if you don't get properly, the customers are going to lose the trust, right? You are not going to use a company products or solutions or services if you don't think they are protective. You choose other provider, right? So they will lose the customers, they will lose the trust, their share will be, it will be declining. That's the important. So these big four companies, these companies will come and they are going to ask, or they will be your auditing partner. You have to pay them hefty amounts, and they are going to check with each and every application. They will ask you randomly, hey, if I go back, hey, I see that this user has access to this user has this access. How did this user got this access? Can you provide the evidences? Was there any, is it automated access? If yes, why? How? Was this in a request-based access? Show me evidences that who approved, who requested. You have to provide them. How we will find those evidences? If I'm a SailPoint administrator, even I'm responsible for that. They will come and ask us as well. Now, if I go back to the board, the application teams, Active Directory, Microsoft 365, payroll, all these applications also under auditing. The audit team will come and ask them, hey, can you show me who all got access in the last 1 year? They have to provide the list. Hey, who all lost the access? Who are the employees offboarded? The leavers who left the organization last 1 year, give me all the list. Is their access removed or not? Show me evidences. So they get the reports and they will find the users randomly, and then they will ask, okay, this user left the organization, right? Show me. Let's say this user left the organization, for example, or I can take some inactive user. Give me an inactive user. I don't have, yeah, here. Let's say this user is inactive. The status is inactive. And if you go to accounts, they will check, hey, still access is there or not. Luckily, no access here. So cool. So they will find if there is an access, it's scrutinized. Okay, so all the applications will be undergoing the auditing. It's not easy for them to provide these evidences. So that's the main reason why these applications are onboarding with any IGA tool like SailPoint. Now, if this application, let's say payroll application is under auditing, they will say that, hey, audit, we are onboarded to SailPoint. They are managing our JML, joiner, mover, lever. Okay, you go and ask them these questions. Or audit team, this payroll team will come to us, hey, SailPoint team, we are asked to provide evidences for all these questions. Can you provide the evidences? Either application team will ask or application team redirect the auditing team to SailPoint. So now we provide the auditing evidences, everything. This is the main job, guys. Why we need IAM? Two reasons. One, to automate. As I said, if 1,000 employees join today, if the bigger organization, they hire a lot of employees and they will be losing a lot of employees. I can name, no problem, no sensitive details here. Accenture. I think in the world, maybe Accenture is the number one or one of the top list where a lot of employees are joining and a lot of employees are leaving on the same day. How difficult it is to provide access to all those employees. How difficult it is to remove access of all those employees. Unless you have a, you know, a well-designed IAM process. If not, you can't. I think I mentioned you already. I'm repeating for new people. I did ask 30 years old experienced people. I asked them, hey, when you joined, how many days it took for you to initiate the work or to get access or to get the machine something? They said it took a couple of months for them. They were not having access even. They said like even to get salary also it took 6 months, it seems. Now in the current generation, if 10,000 employees are joining on the same day or 1,000 employees, not provide their access automatically on the same day or the next day, worst case, it's difficult. You are going to pay them for nothing, no business. That's not a problem. If you keep your employee not working anything and not providing, I mean, not asking them to work, that's no problem. You are going to pay salaries. That's okay. No harm to your organization. No productivity, no business. That's a different story. But if you do not remove access of an employee who left the organization and if they do something wrong, right? That's why in India, I mean, other countries I have not seen. You guys, I'm not sure in US, but in India, it takes a couple of hours to sign all the papers when you join any organization, right? So the reason is even if you left the organization, you should not leak any data. If you leak it, it's your responsibility. We can take any action on you, even when you left the organization. So it's all problem. Now this auditing company will come and ask you, hey, this employee left the organization 1 month back, still they have access. No clearance, no audit clearance. It will be a big problem, right? So that is the reason why they onboard to our SailPoint. Got it? Two benefits. How we get those evidences, there is a process. We need to learn the product further. Don't ask me now completely how can I provide evidences. We need to learn. It's a long way. So don't ask me now, but at the moment I can say you can find all the things that are happening on the user's events. A lot of things, a lot of places. Okay. So are you clear why we need IAM? The two benefits. You might be knowing the first benefit, but second benefit, I really doubt it if everyone knows aware of it. Okay, great guys. So now you have seen this much data for an identity. So we call it as identity cube. IAQ means many phases. This is one phase, this is another phase. So in ISC, this is vertical. In IAQ, it's horizontal, the data. Tabs will be there. One tab here, second tab, third tab, like that. That's why in IAQ, they named it as identity cube. In ISC, we never heard or I never read that in documentation even as identity cube. They just say identity. In case if anyone says or term it as identity cube, it's nothing but identity details here. Okay, I hope I'm clear here. Now, if you wanna see any identity details, you should be an admin and go to identity management and identities. You might be seeing, in case if you are watching this recording a bit later, SailPoint is keep updating their user interface little by little. Its look and feel is different, but concepts and the tabs are same. They just readjust something. I do not know why even. Go to identity management. Under identities, you can search for a user or you can find the user and you can see all the details. Now, what we do in day-to-day activities is they will say like, hey, can you check this identity? What they say that there is this problem with the identity, then yeah, we'll come and check the details. So all the identities, you have it here. Okay, so so we are into identity management. First, we need to create identities, right? When we are building the project from scratch, we need to create the identities. How do we create the identities? We read the data from HR system. Okay, so we need to connect it to this application to read the data. How we read the data? Application onboarding. I have created a simple CSV file. This is the data I have. I hope you are able to see that data. This is simple data. In reality, you have bit more data in an organization, but pretty much same. Employee ID, what is your employee ID? Full name, first name, last name, email, manager, your status. Let's say you left the organization, you resigned. Whom do you inform? Of course, your manager, you discuss and then you submit resignation. Where do you submit resignation? HR system only. Or somewhere. There will be a separate portal maybe, right? So HR will come to know that you resigned and then your notice period and everything discussed. Then they will update your end date as well. So start date, end date, location, which location you are from, department. And then what's your mobile number? Yeah, we need your mobile number as well. Then employee type. Employee type means are you a permanent employee or you are a contractor? I have mentioned here as contingent. Contingent is nothing but it's a terminology, contractor. Workday, they use this terminology, contingent. But yeah, anyone can use this terminology. So contractor or contingent, both are same. Okay, so this is the data I have. I don't need to onboard hundreds of identities. So let me onboard this identity into SailPoint so that we can create the identities. That's the first step. So how do we create identities? So we are talking about identity management. First, you need to have identities. Otherwise, how you are gonna manage them? First step is create identities. So how do you create an identity? Is in IAQ there are many ways. Even you can create manually as well. But in IAC there is only one way, application onboarding only. Okay. So we need to onboard an application. That application can be a simple CSV file or any product, like SuccessFactors, as last time we discussed. What are the commonly used HR products in the world?
Workday,
Yes.
Success.
Workday, PeopleSoft,
Bamboo HR.
You remember whatever I said.
Yeah,
So yeah,
people.
I am hearing Bamboo HR from US nowadays, and then what
Oracle
else?
HRMS,
Yeah, Oracle
Rippling,
HRMS,
SAP
LinkedIn,
HR.
PeopleSoft, HCM. I have written that. Um, what else? Any
Database.
other? Yeah, of course. Any API custom applications they built, we will depend on APIs like REST API or SOAP API. but SOAP is dead already. In case if you are not aware of APIs, it's okay. Hold on. We will discuss them later. Or maybe we can connect to a simple database where all the employee data is also there. So, but these are the highly used applications: Workday, SuccessFactors, everything. Why an organization use this kind of products is not just storing employee data. They have everything inbuilt. Like let's say you need to see your pay slips, right? I mean, I have in my organizations, couple of organizations, they use SuccessFactors. So I log into SuccessFactors. I can see everything there, like my details, and then I can see my salary, my compensation. I can see salary slips. I can see leaves, how many leaves are there. I can apply for a leave there as well, right? I can, resignation also will be here. Everything, an employee related actions or activities that you need, everything, your address will be here only. In case if you want to update your address, bank details will be here so that you receive the salary, right? Identity proofs you need to upload here, like your passport or something. Everything is here only. You want to change your name, you can change your name as well here. All the features you have here. That is why organization uses this kind of products. Yeah, they have to pay per identity. A license, you need to pay them. Some organizations, they don't want to use these kind of external third party products. They will build on their own. It's no big deal. They can create a database. In the database, all your data will be there. They can create a front end web application. You can enter the details there. No big deal. Okay. So now let us behave like we are SailPoint, our identity management experts. Okay, and not doesn't need to be really expert, at least experienced person. We have some experience and expertise. The first question what we are going to ask when we join the IZA project, what is the question you should ask?
What
How
is
do I
authoritative?
how do we
Source
create
of
identities?
Source of truth.
Yes,
Source of
exactly.
truth.
So we should ask what is our HR system. Okay, sometimes guys you will hear a different name as well. So let's say for example, I'm using SuccessFactors product, but in the organization they will be calling it as something else, something different name, custom name they will use. Let's say my HR or my employees, something custom name they kept, my HR application or my employees application. Now, I mean, when you hear that kind of custom names, uh, I have 12 years of experience in IT. Mostly I know the products. If I hear a name, I can tell whether it's a custom name or whether it is a product name. I can tell that. Because of experience, you will also gain that experience. Okay, so in case if you do not know, even I don't know everything, right? I know a lot of things, but it's not like everything. So I go to Google and I search. But when I hear like my employees, my HR, there is no product, something like that. Then the next question I'm going to ask is it the product name or is it the custom name? Okay, but don't ask for Workday as SuccessFactors. That doesn't sound good. If you say like, hey, SuccessFactors is a product name or is it a custom name, don't ask like that. For safe side, follow this practice. Whenever you hear this name, Google it. If you find something, well and good. If you do not find any product with that name, then ask them like, hey, is it a product name really from a vendor? Vendor means like SAP provides SuccessFactors. That's a vendor name. Vendor is nothing but a company providing solutions to us. Okay, so ask them like, hey, is this the vendor name, the product name, or is it a custom name? Because I worked in one organization, their HR is Salesforce. Yeah, they can use Salesforce as a HR system they are using, but they are calling it as a different name. I was like, what is this? Then when I looked into that and I found that, oh, it's a Salesforce. Okay, so you should ask them. Or there is another way. You can also find it. You can go to SailPoint and then go to connections, sources. Source is nothing but all the target applications we have onboarded. If I look at this, Let's say this is not an Active Directory. The name is different, for example. Or if you see air gap, its name, you see the connection source type. That's the connector name, Active Directory or delimited file or AWS. You can find here as well. So for one client I was working long back, their HR system was Salesforce, but their naming convention was different. They were calling it as a different name. So I said like, hey, what is this? I didn't have time or situation to ask them. So what I did, I went to SailPoint and then I opened that application and I found the connector source type. Source type is nothing but connector. So then I have seen that it's a Salesforce. Oh, it's Salesforce. Clear? That is how our practice is. Why I'm telling you all these things? Because you are going to say outside that you worked in SailPoint, you are an expert in SailPoint, you have expertise in SailPoint, then behave like one. Okay? Are we clear so far?
Yeah, Krishna.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Now, what is our Paras? Yes, quickly. Okay, I guess wrong. Yeah, you have question
No, no,
Paras or wrong hand raise?
no
Okay.
questions. All good.
Great. I hope you guys are learning something, not like theoretical knowledge, real-time knowledge. I hope you guys are happy, right? Now our job is to manage the identities. What we manage is a secondary question, but before that we need to have creating identities. When you're working in real-time projects, you can have any of these HR systems. I will find some HR systems for us as well for practice. At the moment, it's not about this product, it's about the process, what we are going to follow, right? All the steps we will, follow to build the identity management practice. So for that, I have this simple CSV file. In real time, you might have some more data like this, but it's no big deal for us, right? So I'm going to onboard this CSV file. So what I'm going to do is 2 steps. Onboarding application. What we are onboarding? CSV file. Second step, I need to create an identity profile. Why I need to create, I'll answer in a bit. Okay, these are the 2 things I'm gonna create technically. What is our goal here? Create identities. Yes, that's our goal. So let's walk through that. Now you go to connections, sources, then create new. If this is a brand new SailPoint tenant, you see only one source here, which is ISC admins. This is the only one. Okay, I'll answer this or I'll explain about ISC admins a bit later. But for now, let's create our HR system. Let's onboard our HR system and create identities. Then you can click create new. When you click create new, you see all the connectors you have. Okay, so for example, if I take you to again this architecture, you will be working on various business applications in an organization, right? As I said, either Active Directory or Microsoft 365 or Salesforce, now Claude, the Open ChatGPT, a lot of applications the world will be, releasing. Olden days, everything an organization used to do that. For example, guys, we are attending this meeting, right? How? We are using a solution called Teams from Microsoft. What if there was no Microsoft Teams? Now I would be developing my own application so that you can join me. You can, join the meeting using some software. That software is nothing but an application. Everyday organizations will be creating their own softwares for, sometimes it's people uses that application like us, like Facebook, LinkedIn. These are people users. Microsoft kind of companies or Google company, they will create applications for mostly organizations. Google is in consumer space mostly. Microsoft is only for other organizations. They create solutions for other companies in the world, like Teams, Outlook, Azure Cloud, all these things. But yeah, they have operating system. They are selling some to consumers like us. but mostly they will develop solutions for organizations. So how do you connect to all these applications? You don't need to build some software or something to connect to these applications. SailPoint created connectors for that. You just provide the details. For example, if you are making a call to me, you just take your mobile phone, you enter the number, then I get a call. Someone else mobile number you enter, he or she will get the call. You are not developing a software how to make a call, or you are not doing anything apart from entering the number, or you need a device for that mobile phone you have. You are not developing anything. Connector is like that. You just enter the details of your application, so you can connect to that application. So connector is a software that that establish connectivity between your SailPoint or any other product in the world. In IdentityIQ also we call it as a connector. Here they are calling it as a source type, but in IdentityIQ they call it as a connector. Some applications, some products like Okta, they use adapter. A lot of places I've seen it as a connector only. So every IAM product has this kind of connectivities so that you can connect to a different application. Okay. So now what is our application? Simple CSV file. So for that you have a connector type called delimited. What is delimited? How your data is separated, comma separated. So delimiter, we call it as a delimiter, comma. That's right. Yes, Raju, you raised your hand. So you select this delimited file, click configure. You need to know which connector to use. That's also a big process, or cannot say process, a small process only, but you need to have knowledge about it. Choosing the right connector for your application. Yes.
Krish, yeah, sorry to cut you down. So if we have the out of the box connector available and SailPoint is charging heaps of amount, can we use the generic connector for connecting the authoritative servers or any other application?
Yes, you can. If there is a way, you can. No need to buy the connectors.
Good. Thank you.
You'll get that more maybe after 1 or 2 applications once we onboard. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. His question was, guys. Yes, question was. I'll cancel this. So we have these many connectors right here. Around 367 connectors or results are there. I had a call with SailPoint a couple of days back. They said they're going to release. They said 1,000 plus connectors. I don't know when 1,000 plus connectors will come here, but at the moment these many are there. Don't think that every connector is free of cost. No. Let's say you want to connect it to something Google applications. There is something Google related connectors as well. Okay, Microsoft applications, you have Microsoft related connectors. Okay, Microsoft and SharePoint, all these things. Let's say if you want to connect it to AWS, Azure, Amazon related, you have some, right? So you have a bunch of connectors like this, but don't think that every connector you have is free of cost. No, some you have to buy. Some comes with your license when you purchase SailPoint licenses. Some are additional cost that you can see in SailPoint documentation itself. So when you go to documentation.sailpoint.com, you see Identity Security Cloud, click on Connector Guides. You can see deep governance, quick complaints. They just given the categories, no big it's a new, they restructured this. Click on deep governance. You can see all the connectors alphabetically arranged. Okay, now I know that AWS is Amazon Web Services is extra license. If I go and click this, yeah, see this. They mention like this. You should have CIEM license. That's an additional license. Okay. Some connectors they will provide. I know some are, let me show you one more. CyberArk said for privilege access management, right? So if I click on the same way, you can find it here. This is an integration and requires additional licensing or subscription to utilize it. Clear, guys? Not every connector is free of cost. Some connectors are additional cost. You need to purchase. All the SAP connectors, if I go to SAP, you see here lot of SAP systems. All SAPs are additional licensing. I don't know why. See, this is an integration requires additional license. You have to buy not just your SailPoint license which you purchase. This is an add-on, additional module you have to buy. Okay, so do you really need to have this connector to be purchased? No need. In case if you have APIs for that application, you can utilize, or you can connect to the database as well directly. So I have a question here. Why do I need to have these many connectors? End of the day, all the data will be in a database, right? Facebook. Finally, it has to store in a database. LinkedIn, Netflix, you take any application, end of the day, it is a database only. All these are layers in front of database. User interfaces, web applications they build. I can use a database even, but not safe. There will be a lot of complications, approvals, safety concerns. That's the big deal. Okay. So, and a lot of work also will be there. If you go with connector, quickly you can do the work. A lot of inbuilt features as well. Right. So in case if I need to onboard an application, I will check first. So first of all, I will be talking to the application team. They will say what is their application name. There is no rule that I should know that. Okay, for example, if you are in US, there is an application called Epic. It's a healthcare related. I don't think you all know about this connector. I don't think so. You all aware of this connector. Maybe or may not be, right? Now if I listen to, I'm in a call with application team to onboard their application. Why do they onboard to us? The reason? Auditing and JML. Automated access management plus auditing purpose. They onboard their application with us. So when they come to us, when we have the discussion, they'll say like, hey, onboard onboard Epic. What is this Epic? I'll go to documentation.sailpoint.com, connector guides, and then I will search for here. Whatever the terminology they say, the application name they say, I will search here. I'll find the connector. And then I'll go through this connector. In case if I didn't find the connector here, then I will say, hey guys, is this a custom name or is it the product name? If they say it is a custom name, then I'll ask like, hey, what is the product you are using backend? Which company it is? Then they will tell me. Then I will check again here. In case if I do not have connector for that, see, we have only 367 results, right? I mean, let's say 400 connectors are here. Not like every connector is here, SailPoint developed. In case if you do not find the connector for it, then we depend on APIs or database. That's a process we will discuss more in the next coming sessions, not now. Okay. So for now, I don't want to give everything in single, in the first instance itself, guys. It's gradually we need to, learning is like a slow poison. We should not take everything in single shot. It should be gradually increase. Okay. So I'm giving how much you can digest now, not more than that. So I might be skipping something. It's not like I don't want to discuss or I will be never discussing or explaining them to you. Not like that. Time comes for that. Okay. Let's take step by step. You are an infant kid. How come you will ask for running directly? Not a good idea. Some rising in hands. Yes, go ahead. Ask the questions.
So I have a question. This side, Yash. So when you were explaining that delimited connector, right? So I remember like many of the times during interview and all, they also ask us like in what sort of applications do we use this? So is that naming convention still the same, like sort of disconnected applications, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
yes.
connectors are only used to load the user information, right? I mean the employee information.
kind of, yes.
I mean, it is only limited to that, or do we have any additional functionalities with respect to that?
We connect it to an application. You can read the data, you can write the data to the application. Or it depends. Only read you can do, or both read and write you can do.
Oh, okay. So right now we are only reading the data, right?
You need to see the situation and the
No,
scenario here.
in this context where we are
Yes, I'm reading the
loading
data.
the data.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yes.
Krish Mandavanath. So, as you're talking about these connectors, so if an organization uses a business plus subscription model, do they still need paid for the
It's very difficult to hear you. There's a problem with your voice. Please type your question, I'll answer. I'll let guys keep your question on hold. I'll answer just a second here. It's a couple of minutes. Let's complete this. So once you choose the connector, and then once you choose the connector here, that there's a big process. How it's not like very big. You need to have some knowledge about it, which connector is the right one for your application integration. It's not like you can use any connector, right? For Salesforce, how can I use Active Directory connector? Doesn't make any sense, right? So we need to choose the right connector for it. Okay, so choose the connector accordingly. How will I choose? It's a knowledge you need to gain. That's what we are going to discuss. Okay, so configure. So once you find the connector here, click configure, and then give the source name. I'll give my test something, test HR system. Just give the application name here when you are onboarding in your real time. So give the description like something HR system to read employee information, something like this. Okay, next, source owner. Who is the application owner? HR team will be there. You can select them. I'll select someone. Governance group is there. It's an optional. You don't know what is governance group even. So let's skip this for now. Authoritative source. I said what authoritative source is nothing but HR system. This is an HR system, right? So you can select authoritative source. What is the significance of this checkbox? What if I select it? What if I don't select it? It's okay. I'll answer that. There is no big significance for this at the moment. Maybe SailPoint will release this. In case if you worked in identity now, earlier, it was not there, this option. It is introduced maybe 1 year back or so. Okay, it's a new option. There is no big significance. I will be showing you that as well. So next, click continue. That's it. Your source is created. Since I selected it as an all right, I'll answer that, or I'll show you that. So once you have these details are filled, when you selected connector and clicked configure, you fill these details. Next, additional settings, the delimiter. How your data is separated? What is the delimiter? Comma. You can use semicolon as well. So it's a CSV file, comma separated file. So this is an employee ID. This is a full name. How these two columns are separated? Using a comma. Otherwise, how we will understand? What if I say like this? No comma. What is this? Is it first name only, or is it a mistake like comma is missed? We don't know that, right? Someone is trying to ask a question. What is it?
So this template that you picked, Krish, is this a standard one that SailPoint says that you have to fill the info in this, or do they provide the template, or we can create
Why
one
will
of
they
our?
provide the template? It's a CSV file, your data. It's up to you.
Yeah, but in CSV as well, right? They sometimes, like many of the other tools, says that you can only have these attributes, right? So is there any
No.
limitation there, or we can
There
do
is no
as we like?
such things. If there is something, I will tell you. No. So
Okay.
yeah. So this is the data. You can have whatever the data you want, whatever the columns you want as per your organization requirements, and how the data is separated using commas. Now, if I come here, you need to specify the delimiter. So SailPoint connector is going to read the data row by row, each row, and then it needs to know how can I separate the data. What is the parameter or the delimiter we call nothing but comma. If you are familiar with CSV files and Excel files, you know what is a delimiter means. Comment character. Comment is defined largely in the world programming languages as well. Hash means comment. Okay, so let's say that I don't want this record to be loaded into SailPoint. I don't want this record loaded into SailPoint. I do not need to delete it. I can add a hash in front of it, so it will ignore it. Enter the single key to distinguish comments from account data. Comments will be skipped when parsing the data file. Parsing nothing, it's reading the data. So number of lines to skip. So the first column, first row, the first line is a header. It's not an employee information, right? So SailPoint should not think that, hey, this is also an employee. No, it's a header. So we are saying skip it. Okay, filter string means to filter the data, not to read the data. Let's skip this for now. It's a big concept. We will learn later. Now that's it. Nothing else I'm going to do. Review and import. So if I go to account aggregation here, I can select the file or I can upload the file. But before that, if you go to account schema, these are the predefined attributes SailPoint has given. When you selected the connector, so SailPoint thinks that these are the highly used attributes. Name of the employee, manager, location, ID, groups, given name like this. This is the highly used. Anywhere you take, this is the data mostly they think you will use. Are you going to use the same data or you have different data? I think I have something different columns. I don't want to use this. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I can change the attributes here. Let's say location I selected. I don't want this location, we need it. Let's say I don't have groups. I don't want it. I'm going to delete it. You can delete it. You want to add an attribute, add new attribute. You can add it. For example, do I have employee type here? I have employee type here. Do I have employee type? No, I can create it. Add new attribute, select employee type, give a description, say like something, but this employee type is self understandable format, right? Or the name is, anyone can understand, type of employee. In some attributes are technical, we cannot understand what is the purpose of it or what it exactly, then you can give the description, but it is mandatory. I will discuss more the type of attributes, string, long, int, boolean, group, like that. Entitlement we discussed. HR system, we don't have any access, no entitlements mostly. So let's not go into that more things, no? Let's keep it simple. So you can create the attribute like this. Okay, so now what you need to do is SailPoint has given like a template. Whenever you created a connector, SailPoint don't want you to build everything from scratch. So they have given a sample one. Whether you want to use it or not, it's up to you. Okay, my CSV file is different. I understand you have questions, but please keep it on hold. Otherwise, it takes time for me to answer your questions and I cannot continue to the topics, right? I'll answer all your questions. Just hold on. So it will take time for me to delete some attribute, add attributes. See here, I have what, maybe 10 attributes. In real time, you might have 20, 30 attributes. A lot of time, right, it will take. So you do not need to create one by one, delete one by one. Okay, you can say download schema. A CSV file is downloaded, right? Let me open that CSV file. So these are the attributes. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy all my columns and paste it here. Save. Now I can upload this. Upload schema, right? Now it will ask me to select account ID and account name. What is it? I'll answer. So account ID, I'll select employee ID. Account name, I can go with full name. Save schema. That's it. Got it, right? Either you can go ahead and manually, change in account schema, or you can download schema and upload schema. This is faster, right? It's up to you guys, which is better for you. Okay, either you can look into the CSV file supplied by your application team. See, I'm telling it as a HR system. It can be target application as well. Doesn't need to be an HR system. You get CSV files from other applications as well. Okay. Uh, there is a big discussion about why it should be CSV file. Why can't it be a target application like Active Directory, Salesforce products? Why CSV files? Why file based still in this AI and cloud era? There are various reasons. We will discuss them. Okay. So whenever you get a CSV file from your application team, either it's a HR application or a target application. HR application is what we use to create the identities. It's our source of truth. Target applications, we don't create identities. We just manage the data in these applications, right? For the identities. I'll show you that how different it is. Okay. So whenever you get a CSV file from your application team, you are going to check the columns, the schema. Now, when you create the by default give you the attributes. What are the attributes you have in your CSV file? Either you can manually update them, or you can, what can I say, download the schema and upload the schema. So by using a file, you can, what can I say, uh, uh, upload the or update the schema quickly. So it's up to you, manual or schema upload and download and upload. Okay, so now I have this attributes, everything in line in the order from my uh, what can I say, CSV file. I have uploaded it, right? Now what I'm going to do is I need to read the data. Go to account aggregation. You just need to import the file or drag and drop also fine. Now I'm gonna drag and drop this file. Yeah, you see here below, aggregation is running. How many records we have here? If you skip this, 6 records are there. That's what it says, 6 records. In the additional settings, it said number of lines to skip. In case if you have 2 columns here, I mean, why will you have 2 headers? Only one, right? So yeah, in case if you have, you can skip that as well. If you do not want to read second line, instead of saying that, hey, skip 2 lines, instead you can append hash here. Okay. So that is how we onboard a CSV file. Now, since I have uploaded this file, if I go to accounts, I have all the accounts here. But I didn't get identities yet. So what is this identity? First one, 301010. Do I have it? Nope, I don't have it. Or let me search with the name Arya Stark. I don't have this data. We created accounts only. When you onboard an application, the connectivity is established. The CSV file is very simple process. Very simple. It's super easier and simpler than any product I think in the world. Even if you take SailPoint, other product identity IQ, it's a bit hefty process compared to ISE here. Okay, it's very, very simple here. You just create the source, give the basic details, and then update the account schema. After that, just upload the file here. You can select or drag and drop. Okay, in case if you do not have the CSV file data ready yet, you can download account schema here. You download the account schema here, or you can download from here as well. If the columns are not correct, it won't work. Let's say employee type is here. If I change the column name here, it won't work. It will fail. No such column at found. Okay. So first step, create the source, give the basic details. Second step, account schema, handle it as per your CSV file columns. Third step, go to account aggregation and drag and drop the file or select the file. Once you select the file, it will run the aggregation. Next, click on accounts and okay, I'm an expert, guys. No doubt in that. I think even I'm gaining enough confidence nowadays to say that I'm one of the best in the world. But do you think I know everything here? No, I haven't worked on a couple of things here. Those are new. In my organization where I'm working, because of not purchased everything, some options even I do not have. But that doesn't mean that I'm not an expert, right? So stop thinking that I need to know everything. You need to know enough. That is enough. Okay. In case if you do not know one option here, no big deal. We will learn when it is required. Okay. But I'm going to tell you everything. But at the moment, what I'm telling is try to know what you need to know now at the moment. Okay. So be in the moment. Don't think about
Hey, Krish, we cannot hear you.
Lost your voice.
Yeah, same here. I
Records
can't
from this. Sorry.
We were not able to hear you. I think you cut off in between.
Okay, just a second.
how about now.
Yeah, we can hear.
Cool. So yeah, as I was saying, when you read the data from a application, when you run the aggregation, but in CSV or delimited file, when you just load the file, that is nothing but aggregation. Okay. So that is nothing but the aggregation. So when you read the application data or run the aggregation, the records it will create in SailPoint is called as account. SailPoint will create account. Once an account is created, doesn't matter which application you are reading. It doesn't matter. SailPoint will create an account only. How do we create identities? For that, we need to go to identity management, identity profiles. We need to create an identity profile. Create new, give the name, let's say test HR system. Since I have a lot of data here, I need to check whether it is used already or not. Nope, it is not used because it should be unique, right? So click create new, test HR system. One, and then you need to select which source it is. This is mine. You can give some description. Testing purpose, do not delete. Something like this. Why I say do not delete? Because sometimes people think it's not required and they will delete. Even in your project, we create for testing purpose, we create files like this in sandbox or development environment, right? Then people, they delete it. So to avoid that, say like, what is the purpose of it, right? If it is a real application, not for testing purpose, then don't give this kind of description. Give a proper description, okay? Then click create. So a lot of options are here. We need to learn about identity profile. It takes time, but at the moment, let's skip these options. What are the options? Each has a purpose. Go to mappings. These are the attributes. If I go to identity management, identities, so identities, if I open any identity, these are the attributes you see identity data. These are the attributes you see for any identity, right? So we have to say, right, an identity will hold these many attributes like first name, last name, department, email, etc. So where do we say these attributes should be there for an identity? In the identity profile. Okay, so SailPoint has been adding a lot of attributes. Earlier we were like 6 to 10 attributes they used to be there. They added a lot of attributes here. Okay, so if I go back, already some identity profiles are created for testing purpose or practice purpose. So those, if you have attributes in any identity profile, I mean, the attributes will be same for every identity profile. Okay, So if you go to your identity profile which you created, you do not have cross mark to delete them because those are out of the box, you cannot delete. You can see remove here. It is a someone created in a different identity profile. Okay, so remove once. Right? So these many attributes SailPoint has given. It will increase in coming days as well. Their way is like, hey, we are understanding every organization. We do not want you to do more work. We will give automatically things like that. Okay, so they are increasing the attributes. Now you can choose what are the attributes you want. Okay, so now what is the username UID? I'll choose it as employee ID. What is the work email? Choose the source. And then email. Family name is nothing but last name. Test HR system 1. Family name what I have is last name. Given name, first name. Like that, we need to fill the details for every attribute we have. Once you fill the details, if you want, you can click preview. Transform is there. It's a big topic. It's a development topic we will discuss. So as the name indicates, transforming the data. I mean, this value you can change to different value.
So
That's
Krishna,
the
is
main.
this like mapping what ISC has the field names in its system to the fields in CSV file?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So if you want to see how the data is going to look like, here you do not need to see when we build the transforms, that's the development. Maybe it won't work, maybe exceptions or something. So before you applying the changes, you can click preview. Cancel. I didn't save my changes yet. So click save. Then you can apply changes blindly. For now, it is okay because we didn't develop any transforms or anything. So in your transform, what you developed may be something wrong in that. Logically wrong, it will result exceptions or something, right? So before you apply it, you can click preview and select an identity. Let's say identity is not created yet, so I cannot see them. I'll go back, then apply changes. Now whatever the users are there from the HR system, for them identities will be created. It's completed. Now if I go back to my identities, or if you look into the application, I don't think it will be updated already. Yeah, it's updated. See, earlier it was uncorrelated. Now it is connected to the identity. So this is the identity created with the attributes we have given. That is how identities will be created. Okay, so what we have done so far, we have onboarded an application quickly CSV file, and we created an identity profile. How to create an identity profile? Go to identity management, identity profiles, create new, select the source. And after that, you just need to say, like for every identity, it will be holding attributes. What is an identity? Identity object, collection of properties, like your first name, last name, display name, email, all that stuff. We have to tell, hey, this is the display name. From where it should get the display name? Here. This is the full name. In SailPoint, you might say display name, but HR system or any other application, they do not need to say it as a display name. Here you are calling it as email. Maybe they'll call it as a work email or smaller case email or e-mail, anything. So we are mapping. What is the identity attribute? What is the attribute in your CSV file? Once you select and apply changes, identities will be created. Okay, so in order to create identities in SailPoint ISC, we need to follow two steps. One, create an application first, and then create identity profile for that application. For target applications, we don't need identities, right? We need identities for HR system only. Do you create identity profile for these systems? No.
No.
Why? We don't need to. We create only for all the HR
HR.
systems. It doesn't need to be only one, guys. An organization will have more than one HR system. One for employees and another for contractors, maybe another for guest users, maybe. It depends. Whichever you have a source of truth, authoritative sources or HR systems where you are getting employee information. That employee can be of any type, like contractor, like full-time, or guest users, or agents, anything. Then we will create identity profile. Okay, so I'm stopping here. I need to take a call. So you also take a break, 10 minutes, and then I'll answer your questions and we'll continue to next topic. Okay.